Namaste and good afternoon, everybody. Today we are in Unit 12 again. So in Unit 12, we have a different topic for today. So in the last class we talked about grammar, but here in today's class we have listening comprehension. So while doing listening comprehension, we'll be engaged in different listening activities here. So before we actually start listening exercise or listening comprehension, I have got some pictures for you, and you will see the pictures on the monitor. So here on the screen you can see a picture there. What do you see there in the picture? You can see just a ring, you know. Ring means it's a sign language. A ring is made, and it has got a meaning, a ring like this, you know. So you can see this on the screen. And we have got, the same one, ring. And I have got the third picture for you. Yes, this is Barack Obama, the former president of United States of America. So ring or okay. Do you know the meaning of ring? This sign, this means okay, or this means all correct, or this means perfect, nice. So now from these pictures you might have already guessed what today's topic is about. So in today's class we have got a listening file or listening audio file. You will listen to the audio, and you will do different activities that are given in your textbook on page number 140 and 141. So we have got two exercises from that listening or from that exercise. Okay, now let's begin with our listening, and for that I will put this on the board. Just before you actually listen, get ready with these questions. The questions are from your book. You just can see or can read the questions there. First, look at the questions, go through the questions, and try to understand. So what is it? It says, the instruction says, listen to the speech and complete the following sentences with correct alternatives given in the brackets. So here the first question is, for the Japanese people, the gesture of the ring means okay, money, zero, or insult. And in all other questions, you know, the option is the same. That's why I have not written here. The same option applies to all the remaining questions. So whether it is okay or money or zero or insult, in every question the same option will be there. That's why I just wrote it once. For the Japanese people, what does this ring sign mean? What does this mean? We have to find out after listening to the audio only. So don't get hurried. Don't write what the answer is there. So number B is there. The sign of the ring refers to, again, blank in Europe. So the same question, the same type of question. What does it mean in Japan, or what does it mean in Europe, or what does it mean in Turkey? That is Turks. For the Turks means the people of Turkey. The sign of the ring refers to blank for the Turks. Number D, if you go to Brazil, never show the sign of the ring because it means, again blank, in their culture. So in Brazil, what does this sign, ring sign, mean? And in Turkey, what does this mean? Or in Europe, what does this sign mean? It means in all or in each and every question, it is about, you know, it is about the ring sign. So what does it actually mean? We have to find out that, and all the questions look like, you know, same. Options are same. But don't worry before you listen, because it's going to be much easier for you after you listen. I think you can do it easily. But what I would like to tell you before you listen, just listen the whole thing first. Don't get hurried to write the answer. Just listen, try to understand the text, or try to understand what it means from the very beginning to the end. Just don't write the answer this time, because I will be playing the audio for next time also. Means you will listen to the audio one more time, maybe 2 times or 3 times if you need. So this time it's just for listening, it's just for understanding the whole thing first. So don't get excited about the question. So here you have got the listening. Okay, get ready.
Grade 10, Unit 12. You'll hear a traveler sharing his personal experience about the different meanings of the sign of ring in different cultures.
Hello everyone, it's me, Robert Lara. I love to call myself a wanderer or a traveler. Today, in front of you all, I'm going to share my experience about one of the body languages that is almost universal language. It's none other than the ring. Do you know about it? Of course, you are familiar with this, as it is one of the gestures of a hand that means perfect to you all. Am I right? Ladies and gentlemen, the ring is very popular in all the cultures. Whenever I visited and talked with local people, I found it common. But, to my surprise, it doesn't mean the same thing to everyone. Do you want to know more about it? Yes. Firstly, in Japan, the sign the ring refers to money. It also refers to a bribe in business matters. Secondly, when I visited Europe, this simply meant, okay. Or, at times, it is understood as all correct. I guess you people are also familiar with this meaning, as you all watch English movies, if I'm not wrong. Thirdly, in France and Belgium, the ring refers to zero, or nothing. Here, I'd like to share a funny incident when I was in France. Would you like to hear? It's the story of a year back. One evening, while I was sitting at a table in a restaurant, there came a girl. She was a waitress. She showed me to my table and asked me, "Is the table okay?" Without giving second thought, I made the sign of the ring. Then, do you know what happened? Immediately she responded, "Well, if you don't like it here, we'll find you another table." This was a misunderstanding between us. For the French, the ring refers to zero, or worthless, neither okay nor perfect. Next, there is another meaning of the ring. It is insulting to Turks and Brazilians. I've heard a story of Richard Nixon and a misunderstanding of the ring. It is an incident in the 1950s. Nixon visited Latin America before he became president on a goodwill tour to try to patch up strained relations with the locals. As he stepped out of his plane, he showed the waiting crowds the American "okay" signal. Immediately, he was stunned as they began booing and hissing at him. He was completely unaware of insulting meanings of the ring. Well, friends, there may be other possible meanings of the sign the ring. I'll share them with you next time. Lastly, I'd like to give you a tip. Whenever you travel internationally, you have to ask locals to show their insult signals so that you can avoid possibly embarrassing circumstances. In the end, I'd like to thank everyone present here for patiently listening. Hope to see you again.
Okay, this was the listening. Now, let's come back to the questions again. You might have understood something from there. So, we talk about different cultures or different countries here, especially about ring, the gesture ring. Gesture is just a type of sign language, body language. We make, a movement of your body, like sometimes hands, sometimes face, or sometimes whatever, parts of the body. Make a kind of movement, make a kind of signal, and it has certain meaning in the culture. Sometimes a gesture or sign is good in a culture, sometimes it becomes bad. You might have, you understood from the text, from the audio file, that, the speaker talks about two misunderstandings, one in France, the other in Brazil. Now, let's look at number A. For the Japanese people, the gesture of the ring means, now this time, you will listen much more carefully and get focused on the question. First is about Japanese meaning of ring, second meaning of Europe, in European, and the third one is Turkish, and the next one is in Brazil. So one more time, please listen.
Grade 10, Unit 12. You'll hear a traveler sharing his personal experience about the different meanings of the sign of ring in different cultures.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Robert Lara. I love to call myself a wanderer or a traveler. Today, in front of you all, I'm going to share my experience about one of the body languages that is almost universal language. It's none other than the ring. Do you know about it? Of course, you are familiar with this, as it is one of the gestures of a hand that means perfect to you all. Am I right? Ladies and gentlemen, the ring is very popular in all the cultures. Whenever I visited and talked with local people, I found it common. But, to my surprise, it doesn't mean the same thing to everyone. Do you want to know more about it? Yes. Firstly, in Japan, the sign the ring refers to money.
The gesture of the ring means money. So I stopped right there. So money is the right answer. For number A is money. Money is the option for number A. Now get focused on number B. The sign of the ring refers to in Europe. This time you will hear one more time. Okay, for the second question.
It also refers to a bribe in business matters. Secondly, when I visited Europe, this simply meant, okay.
The sign of the ring simply means okay in Europe. So okay is the correct answer. The option is the same as I already told you. Okay is the answer for number B. You might have found it. Now in number C, okay, get focused on the culture of this ring culture in Turkey or in Brazil or in France also. We have got 3 more places. Here it goes again.
Or, at times, it is understood as all correct. I guess you people are also familiar with this meaning as you all watch English movies, if I'm not wrong. Thirdly, in France and Belgium, the ring refers to 0.
And the ring refers to 0. Did you hear that? It is the answer for number E. So in France, the sign of the ring refers to 0. This word is the answer for number E, 0. 0 means nothing. 0, nothing, not good. Now comes the other. Listen.
To share a funny incident when I was in France. Would you like to hear? It's the story of a year back. One evening, while I was sitting at a table in a restaurant, there came a girl. She was a waitress. She showed me to my table and asked me, "Is the table okay?" Without giving second thought, I made the sign of the ring. Then, do you know what happened? Immediately she responded, "Well, if you don't like it here, we'll find you another table." This was a misunderstanding between us. For the French, the ring refers to 0, or worthless, neither okay nor perfect. Next, there is another meaning of the ring. It is insulting to Turks and Brazilians.
Insulting to Turks and Brazilians. The answers for both number C and D, you might have heard just now. The sign of the ring in both Turkey and Brazil. That means for the Brazilians and for the Turks. What does it mean? It means insult or insulting. So insult is the option here. So our answer for number C is also insult, I-N-E-S-U-L-T, insult. And for number D also the same word, insult. Insult means you don't like it. This is just dislike, expression of dislike, insult, or somebody, treating someone unfairly. That is insulting. So this was the exercise, the first exercise from this listening. We have got one more exercise, that is number 2 in your book also. It is there on page number 140 and 141. Now I will put this on the board again. I've got another chart. The second set of questions, that is short question answers. So here it is. First, read the questions and try to get the ideas, try to understand it. Can you see this? Okay. Here comes. Listen to the speech again. That was a speech made by Robert Lara. We just heard it. Listen to the speech again and answer the following questions. Number A is there. Who is Robert Lara? His identity, his introduction. We have to give. Number B, what does the sign of the ring refer to in Japanese business matter? It means meaning of ring in Japanese business matter. Number C, what was the misunderstanding between the speaker and a French waitress when the writer or when the speaker was in France? What happened there? What kind of misunderstanding took place? We have to find out that. Number D, when did Richard Nixon visit Latin America? Richard Nixon, the former US president, once visited Latin America. And what happened there? When? We have to find out when. Date. We have to find out date, time. Number A, what is the meaning of the sign ring for the Brazilians? Means, what does it mean? We have already done in the previous exercise, in exercise number 1, about that also. One more time, you will listen to the same audio file again and get focused. Please, this time I will stop, I will pause wherever the answer lies. Just get focused on that and try to pick up the answer. Especially, most of the answers will be in a one word or maybe 2, and only for number C, we have to write a single sentence might be there. Okay, here it goes. Please listen to the audio very much carefully.
Heard a story of Richard Nixon and a misunderstanding of the ring. It is an incident in the 1950s.
Grade 10, Unit 12. You'll hear a traveler sharing his personal experience about the different meanings of the sign of ring in different cultures.
Hello everyone, it's me, Robert Lara. I love to call myself a wanderer or a traveler.
Did you hear that? Who is Robert Lara? He likes to call himself a wanderer or a traveler. So what is the meaning? What is the answer? Robert Lara. Who is Robert Lara? A wanderer or traveler? You simply write wanderer. W-A-N-D-E-R-E-R. Wanderer. Or you can write traveler. T-R-A-V-E-L-L-E-R. Traveler. That's your answer. Who is Robert Lara? And now comes number B. What does the sign of the ring refer to in Japanese business matter? Listen carefully.
Today, in front of you all, I'm going to share my experience about one of the body languages that is almost universal language. It's none other than the ring. Do you know about it? Of course, you are familiar with this, as it is one of the gestures of a hand that means perfect to you all. Am I right? Ladies and gentlemen, the ring is very popular in all the cultures. Whenever I visited and talked with local people, I found it common. But, to my surprise, it doesn't mean the same thing to everyone. Do you want to know more about it? Yes. Firstly, in Japan, the sign the ring refers to money. It also refers to a bribe in business matters.
Did you hear that? The sign of the ring refers to bribe in business matter. Bribe. Let me write the spelling here. Bribe. B-R-I-B-E. Bribe. So bribe means it's the money given to the officials, to anybody for fulfilling your work or for doing something for you, helping for the support of someone to you. You give money that is illegal money, not legally. That's kind of secret. You want to get your work done by giving money, amount of money secretly, or by going against law. That is bribe. नेपालीमा यसलाई घुस भन्दा हुन्छ. In Japanese business matter, sign refers to bribe. घुस रहेछ, घुस. त्यति बुझ्ने है. Now number comes next, number C. What was the misunderstanding between the speaker and the French waitress? So what happens in the restaurant in France? We will get focused on that event. It's a little bit longer. Now, one more time, please listen.
Secondly, when I visited Europe, this simply meant, okay. Or, at times, it is understood as all correct. I guess you people are also familiar with this meaning as you all watch English movies, if I'm not wrong. Thirdly, in France and Belgium, the ring refers to zero or nothing. Here, I'd like to share a funny incident when I was in France. Would you like to hear? It's the story of a year back. One evening, while I was sitting at a table in a restaurant, there came a girl. She was a waitress. She showed me to my table and asked me, "Is the table okay?" Without giving second thought, I made the sign of the ring. Then, do you know what happened? Immediately she responded, "Well, if you don't like it here, we'll find you another table." This was a misunderstanding between us. For the French,
You might have got the answer there. So what are the misunderstanding? The misunderstanding was the writer said okay because he liked the table where he sat. He said okay with the gesture by showing the ring, but the girl misunderstood. What was the misunderstanding? What did she misunderstand about? So she misunderstood that the writer said no, not correct, or not good, not perfect. The waiter simply understood that the speaker said zero. Zero means nothing, not good. So the misunderstanding, how do you write the answer there? The answer you can write is like the speaker said, okay, let me write here, right below this. This is a little bit longer. The speaker said the table was okay with a ring sign, but the waitress thought or misunderstood that he didn't like the table. So this is the answer. You can write it differently by using different words, but after all the answer is same, that what the speaker said. The speaker said the table was nice, the table was perfect, or the table was good, all correct. But what the waitress or that girl understood, she just misunderstood that he didn't like the table, or he said no, he did not like to sit at the table. That's why she wanted to sew, or she wanted to find another table for him. So this is misunderstanding. This was the misunderstanding. You can simply write one sentence to describe that misunderstanding. You cannot write in one word like in other questions, like wanderer, traveler, bribe. There is only a single word answer in each and every question except for this number C. Now comes here number D. Dear students, please get focused on number D and number E. It is all about Latin America. Latin America is South America, you can say. Latin America. Richard Nixon is the president of America. He's going to visit Latin America there, and what happens there? When? First of all, try to find out time. When? And the second question is, meaning of ring for Brazilians. So here it goes.
The ring refers to zero, or worthless, neither okay nor perfect. Next, there is another meaning of the ring. It is insulting to Turks and Brazilians. I've heard a story of Richard Nixon and a misunderstanding of the ring. It is an incident in the 1950s. Nixon visited Latin America before
Richard Nixon visit Latin America in 1950s. So how do you write the answer? In 1950s. Okay. Simply write in 1950s. This is the answer. 1950s. Now this time again, this is the continuation of the same. Nixon is in Latin America now. And what did he do? He just saw a ring, signed a ring with his hand, but those people who were there at the airport to welcome Nixon, just when Nixon came out of the plane, what happened there? What did he do? Then what Brazilians reacted? So what was their reaction? Listen please.
President on a goodwill tour to try to patch up strained relations with the locals. As he stepped out of his plane, he showed the waiting crowds the American OK signal. Immediately, he was stunned as they began booing and hissing at him. He was completely unaware of insulting meanings of the ring. Well,
The answer. So what is the meaning of the sign ring for the Brazilians? Why Brazilians, reacted like that? Why they started booing and hissing or shouting or just criticizing that man, Richard Nixon? It's because this meaning, this sign, this gesture had negative meaning, or it has negative meaning in Brazil. What is the meaning? The meaning of this is insult or insulting. You can say insult, or you can write insulting meaning. The meaning of the sign ring for the Brazilian is insult, or simply write insult. That's all about this. Now, I think we have done this. Now in number C, we have follow-up activity in your textbook on page number 141, and this exercise, this question is all about, for your own experience or sharing your ideas with your friends or your teachers, like express any 5 things by using the body language which is common in your culture. You might have different experiences of what kind of body language or body languages or different signs and symbols are used by moving your hands or by moving your parts of the body. So there are different meanings. Even smile is a kind of gesture. Even twitching your mouth also has a kind of meaning. Let me give some examples, like when we say twitching your mouth to one side or one direction while talking to another friend, what does it actually mean? It means, you don't believe the thing which somebody is sharing with you, or you don't believe, you don't trust. That's twitching your mouth. Or sometimes, when we show our hands like this, thumbs up. This thumbs up means, okay, perfect, nice. So it has got meaning. And we have different other meanings, other signs and symbols, other body languages. Maybe in your culture, the people, the cultures are different from the western part of Nepal to the eastern part of Nepal. We have varieties of cultures in Nepal. That's why might be that there can be some different sign languages, but actually, as we are all Nepalese people, we have something in common. We have common languages, and that's why, like Ismail is also one, and just like showing symbol. These days, people show kind of love sign by using their hands. What is it? That's love. I may not be good at making this perfect sign. Okay, this is all about love. And there can be some various sign languages. Just share your ideas, whatever you know, to your friends, to your teachers, and you can have fun, it's enjoyable. Sometimes, some body languages have negative meanings, and some body languages have positive meanings. So share your ideas for that. And now, lastly, not actually from this listening, in our previous class, we had one grammar topic, that is subject-verb agreement. And from there, I had given you some exercises. I had tried my best to do different exercises from the previous SLC examinations and those exercises given in the book. But there was still one more exercise on page number 139 and 40. So from there, I have got one slide here. The answer is all ready-made. Just there is one exercise for completing the passage by choosing the correct form of the verb given in the bracket, and that is the exercise that's on page number 139 in question number C, follow-up activity. So please have a look on the screen. So here it is, subject-verb agreement. Is it? Sorry. Okay. Follow-up activity. Just have a look on the screen. Rewrite the following passage choosing the correct forms of verbs. I have tried to underline the correct answer there, but I will try to explain here it quickly. When man first made music, he probably started by beating sticks together or by hitting a hollow log with a stick. Why started is correct answer here. Why started has been underlined. It's because we are talking about the history. When man first made is the past form of make, and that's why it is already past tense, and we are going to complete the past sequence of events. That's why in a sentence with when or while, if one clause or half part of the sentence is already in past tense, the other parts also is past. So made is past, started is also past. Now next sentence. This of course is or are just rhythm. Why we write is here? Because this is just rhythm. Rhythm is singular, and that's why we write is. This of course is just rhythm, because this is two things. This kind of beating or this kind of hitting is called music, and this is rhythm, a part of music. So rhythm without melody. Rhythm, one of the ingredients that go or goes. One of the ingredients, one of, when there is one of, or rhythm is already singular, we know, this is the subject, and one of, if there is one of plus plural noun, one of already makes or always makes it singular, that's why our answer is singular. Goes, verb 5 is singular, remember. One of the ingredients that goes together to make up music is the oldest. Now here comes another, next paragraph. What exactly rhythm? Is rhythm or are rhythm? It's already there on the screen. Is correct answer and it has been underlined. What exactly is rhythm? Because rhythm is again singular, so we write is. In music, the word rhythm means the steady beat of time. It refers to time patterns that repeat over and over again. Some people, has or have, subject is some people. So the correct answer, correct verb is have, because people is plural, and so we have to write have. Some people have the idea that only fast music has rhythm. This is not so. Rhythm is found in all music, whether it is slow or fast. When we hear or hears, hear. Why? Because we is plural subject. So we write here. For plural subject, here is verb 1 and it is plural verb. Hear slow music, we listen to a slow steady flow of music in time. When we hear quick lively music, we also hear rhythm, but at a much faster tempo or speed. Now we have got the last paragraph. When dad driver drives, dad is subject, singular. Might be that you all of you have single father, right? So dad is already singular, and so we write verb 5, that is singular verb. Dad drives the car, he watches the speedometer to know how fast it's going. Also signs. Signs, remember, this is plural because there is yes. So signs with plural subject we use are. Signs are found along the way to tell him the speed limit. In music, the conductor. Is there conductors? No. Only conductor, singular subject. So we write tells. The conductor tells us how fast to go. We also, what is the subject? We, plural subject, many. That's why we write have. We also have a music speedometer called a metronome to help out. In addition, we find signs to tell us how fast to go. Both conductors and musicians, both means plural. Conductors and musicians, two. So this is already plural. So we write are. Conductors and musicians are used to these signs which they call tempo signs. They are usually written in Italian. So this is this brings us to the end of today's class. So dear students and teachers who are watching me right now, what I would like to tell is, before signing out from here, I would like to thank all of you for participating or for cooperating me here, and just patiently, or you are all there in a very enthusiastic way, in a very curious way. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you everyone. So have a good day. Enjoy your time. Namaste.